welcome to Roots Through Pokemon. I'm one of your hosts, Shaylock.
And I'm Ruby.
And this is going to be our continuing adventures through the Pokemon series of games, starting with Red and Blue, and maybe some Yellow. Last week we had just defeated the Pewter City Gym to get the Boulder Badge. And so this will be, we'll be going over our journey from Pewter to Cerulean City, where we got the, what is the badge called? Cascade badge?
I think so.
From the water gym. Alright. Which now, of course, allows us to train, have Pokemon listen to us through level 30. All Pokemon.
Yes.
So that's good news. But we also took a different approach this time, after struggling with some disobedient Pidgeys last time.
You struggled.
Yeah, I did. And so when we caught new Pokemon, we still named them what the other one wants them to be named, but we kept them on our teams for now, so that we would just level up. And we also just stuck with a team. We did change it here and there based off of new Pokemon showing up or whatever, but we so we have some Pokemon that are lagging a little behind in levels and things like that. We just wanted to get a good group leveled up so we could get to the Cascade, and we'll work on leveling up other Pokemon later.
And all the Pokemon that are still in our thing are going to level up faster after we trade a couple of them.
Right. Also, when we hit a higher level Pokemon, we'll get more experience, which will level up those weaker ones quicker until they start catching up. So from Pewter City, we started to meet a lot of new kinds of Pokemon trainers on our journey from there to the next Pokemon Center, which was just outside of Mount Moon.
Yes.
So we ran into some more, I think we still ran into some bug catchers, but we found, junior trainers and hikers on that route?
I think we found trainers later on at that bridge.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the route between Pewter and... Remember, Pewter City, we go out the right, and then there's kind of a path with eventually there's a grass area where we caught some Pokemon. But before that grass, there was a bunch of trainers, and there was one you could only get if you... you didn't have to fight them. You'd have to jump off the cliff, fight them, and then jump off the cliff again, go back around, and then continue.
I don't think any...
Oh, you don't think so? Oh, maybe Lass? Was Lass one of them?
Yes,
Lass. Okay. So yeah, we let's see. What did we run into? We ran into Lass. Eventually, we ran into hikers.
Yes, that was...
Yeah, they usually had the rock Pokemon.
Yep.
Junior trainers, male and female.
We found swimmers.
There was at least one swimmer in the water gym.
Yeah. A super nerd?
Super nerd was in Mount Moon.
Funny.
Yep.
So 5 meters?
Think that might have been all.
So?
Yeah. There was actually one other type of battle that we had to do a couple of times. Rocket.
Oh, yeah.
We finally met our first Team Rocket people in Mount Moon. So that was exciting too, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, see. And then there was a strip of grass on that path right before we go north to head to Mount Moon. There was a strip of grass down there where I thought we caught a Pokemon there. Do you remember what it was? Anyway, I thought we found something in that strip. Maybe we just wandered around to see if we would and didn't come up with anything. We definitely have got plenty of new Pokemon, though.
Yes.
Because let's see. At the Poke Center in Mount Moon, there was somebody selling Magikarp.
Yep.
So we both bought that. Instead of waiting or going farther ahead to quick get the old rod and start catching Magikarp for ourselves. I wanted it personally sooner just so that I could hopefully level it up to get some kind of water move as we went through Mount Moon, but that never happened, so...
No.
I did level him up quite a bit, though. And he did eventually gain Tackle. So, he's not completely useless.
He's still amongst Pokemon.
I also brought him with, into the water gym, just because I thought I would bring some things that were strong against water, but I'd also bring water Pokemon that were at least be able to take the hit, and Magikarp seemed like a good one because his Tackle would still be normal effective against any water things in there. I never had to use them, but, what did you decide to name, or have me name your Magikarp, since we'll trade them eventually? Do you remember?
Magic or Carp? I did one or the other.
Nope, it's Magician.
What? I'll name my Magician. Remember what you named yours?
Aladdin.
Yes.
Because of a magic carpet.
Yep.
But then, yeah, we go into Mount Moon, and we found a few Pokemon. And oh, you know what? I know what it was we found in that strip of grass.
What?
Jigglypuffs.
Oh, yeah, they were singing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
They kept singing and singing.
Putting us to sleep. But we caught them.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you named your Jigglypuff Puffy.
And you named your... I believe it's cotton.
Yep.
Cotton candy.
Cotton Candy. That's my Jigglypuff.
It's a good name.
But then we found inside Mount Moon
I think
the other pink, fluffy, or puffy-looking Pokemon, Clefairy.
Yes.
And
We also found a Zubat and a Geodude.
And Paris.
I had a Paris. I killed my Paris the first time. It was so annoying because I couldn't find
Oh
it
yeah,
forever.
that's right. It took you forever to find another one.
I believe we took our Parises with us.
Yes, I definitely did. I've been leveling up. Well, your Paris for you.
You named your Neo Geo.
Yep.
And what else is there?
Let's see. Your Clefairy is Fairy. Oh, and you named your Geodude Man.
I named my June.
Yeah. Was it because of dude? Is that why you named it Man?
I think so.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what you named the rest of your stuff because I can't find them.
Well, my Paris is got a very fancy name.
You named your fairy.
Yep, Cliff the Clefairy.
Your Zubat is Zoo. You.
And your Zubat is Zoo Zoozoo.
Yep. What did I name my Paris?
Mushroom.
You named your Paris
Champignon. Or
Champignon.
if I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but it's French for mushroom.
Yep. Both named our Paris is Mushroom.
Also had some evolutions happen. Flicker, my Charmander, turned into a Charmeleon.
Is mine already a war turtle?
I don't
Is the
think
last
so.
one or
I don't
two?
think so. I think
Well, it's a war turtle.
Yep. And then what else evolved? I thought something else evolved.
And we have caught more Pokemon.
We have, but I'm just trying to go over. Oh, that's one of the new ones that caught that evolved probably.
I don't think I had any other evolutions.
Yes, you did at the very end after we fought Misty, but we'll get to. All right. So then so Mount Moon took us a long time.
Oh, I hated Mount Moon. Like every step was a new Pokemon, or not new, but old Pokemon that I had to defeat.
Because when you're in a cave, every space can be attacked, right?
Yes.
And there was a lot to explore to get all the Pokeballs.
Yes.
And fight all those trainers.
Yep.
And Team Rocket. And then we're going down there, and we did get the Moonstone out of a Pokeball or something like that, but we also got the Moonstone that was hidden in an empty space, because I knew about that one.
Yep.
And
we also had to fight a super nerd to get a fossil.
Yes, there were 2 fossils, and so we had a fight so that we could split them. Do you remember which fossil you took?
Me? I took Helix fossil.
Oh, good. That must mean I had the dome fossil. I don't even remember what those do. I mean, I know what they're used for eventually. I just don't remember which one's which.
He spoiled it for me. And then he wouldn't tell me anymore!
And then, so we both chose a different one of those. And then we finally got out of Mount Moon. And, speaking of different Pokemon trainers, I started playing Pokemon Yellow.
What? Without me?
Pokemon Yellow is the 3rd game that's the same story as Red and Blue. So, in the beginning, and they stopped doing this now, it seems, but in the beginning, we had Red and Blue, and then they put out Yellow, and then they did, what's the second one? Gold and Silver, and then they had Crystal, and Diamond and Pearl, and Platinum. And I think that might be where it stopped. No, sorry, I skipped one. Before Diamond and Pearl, there was Ruby and Sapphire, and Emerald. And so the 3rd one always changes a little bit to the story or has some different things going on. But the first one was mostly because of the cartoon.
Yep.
So
Pikachu.
So Yellow, instead of choosing any of the 3 starters, you just get Pikachu.
Because you slept in.
Because he slept in. No, it's just that they redid the story a little bit, and like when you go to the professor's lab, he's not there at first when you're told you're supposed to go meet him. So then after you talk to everybody in town, the only option left is to leave town. So you start to go into the grass, and then the professor's like, "Wait! Don't go into the grass without a Pokemon." And then it shows a cutscene, like a little battle scene where the professor catches a Pikachu, and then he takes you back to the lab, And then he's like, yeah, okay, so I had a Pokemon I was going to give you, and then your rival shows up and he's like, hey, I thought I had a Pokemon you were supposed to give me. And he's like, well, I'll give you yours in a second. I just was going to give the main character, which I named him Ash, because that was one of the choices, and Gary. And so then Gary insists on taking the Pokeball that's on the table. So there's only one Pokeball on the table instead of 3, and because he doesn't want to wait. And so then he gets his Pokemon. So then the professor gives me the Pikachu. So I'm betting Gary would have gotten the Pikachu otherwise. And then, just like in the cartoon, Pikachu doesn't like to sit in his ball. So there's actually a little Pikachu that follows you around on the screen.
That is fun.
It is fun. But you know what Gary gets?
Ground Pokemon?
Eevee.
No!
Yeah.
That stinks.
Which is also probably why they also do Eevee and Pikachu for the Let's Go game. Because it's the same story-ish thing. Anyway.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, Gary gets Eevee. And if I remember correctly, depending on if you beat him at certain points, his Eevee will eventually evolve into a different form. So if you lost the first battle and the second battle, it's one thing. If you lost one battle and beat the other one, it's one thing. And if you beat both of them, it's going to be a thing. I don't remember which is which or whatever, but yeah. So I fought him because I've gotten through Viridian Forest now in yellow. So I'm almost to the Pewter City Gym.
Okay.
Like we did. And in that, let's see. So I'm almost there. And so I fought Gary twice because I also took that side road to the Pokemon League area.
Okay, did you win?
Barely, but yes.
Win both?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, the first one was easier.
I mean, it's the first battle.
Yeah. And so, but one of the things, I got on this topic because of the trainers, and one interesting change, besides all that, was when you go into the Viridian Forest, there's a guy just standing right up there by a tree, and you just talk to him. He's like, oh yeah, my friends came out here to go battle Pokemon and things like that.
Okay.
And if you go to like the left, you can explore, and I think there might have even been a Pokeball over there. I don't remember. And then once you go to the right and you start going up, you start hitting some trainers to fight the bug catchers, right? But in yellow, when you go left, there's a lass over there. We didn't fight a lass on the way through to Pewter City. We didn't run into any of them. But in Pokemon Yellow, there's a lass over there. So, and because she even talks about, oh, you have a Pikachu, and then she brings out like some Nidoran or something, and how she wants a Pikachu. And then also, there's different Pokemon in the grass in some areas. So I got the Pidgeon Rattata in the first little section. But when I go to the left to catch some stuff, I ran into Nidoran male, then a Nidoran female. So like they both were not, like in ours, we could probably still have found a female or male, but like I think they're rare.
Yes.
And I also ran into a Mankey. And so I caught all those. No Spearows, though. I did not run into any Spearows, which is where we caught our Spearows, is over there.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then when I go through Viridian Forest, I found plenty of Caterpies. I did not run into a Weedle.
Oh.
So I got an interesting, different thing going on there with what Pokemon I can grab and stuff. So, but yeah. So I've been playing through that. That's been kind of fun. My intention is to try to keep it in line with our other stuff when I have free time to catch those up. So
okay, that's cool.
Because when we play Red and Blue, we stop once we reach a thing until we record. So in the meantime, I'll do a little yellow.
So you just do a little bit of the extra game every time?
Yeah, I think
Cool.
I think that's how I'll tackle them in the future too. So like when we get to Gold and Silver, there's Crystal, and then Ruby and Sapphire, and then Emerald.
I mean Ruby, that's for sure.
Well, I know that. Of course, Ruby's gonna play Ruby. But anyway, so after Mount Moon, and we got our fossils, we leave there, and we are very careful about what we do outside because we know once we go down a certain point, we cannot go back.
You know.
Yes, I did know, but if you looked at the screen, you can tell too. Anyway, and then we decided to hang out in the grass just outside of Cerulean for a bit because we both found a Pokemon there. Or a couple Pokemon?
Was it the Ekans? Was that Ekans and you got something too?
Do we have Ekans already?
I have to.
That's why I don't remember. So Ekans, that's what it was. And what did I find?
You got something, I know. Because I was staying in that grass forever while you went off and explored without me.
Let's see. You got Ekans and...
I have 2 Ekans actually.
Yep. Meowth.
Oh, that's right. Meowth. Did I name my Meowth?
Purr without a U. So P-R-R. Purr.
I like it.
Mine is Prince.
I think I named my Ekin Can.
Mm.
And you named your Heavy?
Yeah, Japanese for snake.
Yep.
Since Ekans is just snake backwards.
Yep. That was actually a fun thing that you showed me.
Same thing happens with evolution. Do you know what his evolution is?
No.
Okay. We'll
What
get
is
there.
it?
We'll get there. You level him up, you find out. It's all good. Anyway.
tell me.
So then after that, we get to Cerulean City. We get to go to the Poke Center, heal up our Pokemon. We chat around. We find a bicycle shop that asks for like a ridiculous amount of money that we will never have in the game.
True. We could have it.
Possibly.
Less Pokemon, probably.
Tons of money, though. Like, it was like, obviously we're not getting this anytime soon.
Yeah.
And so, find another one of those bushes at the south side of Cerulean City that we can't cut down yet. And then we decide to take our journey up north because we also don't want to fight the water gym until we have some grass type going on.
Well,
and Paris
or
had
electric.
Or electric, but I also knew, or I was pretty confident we weren't going to find electric Pokemon yet. Anyway, and Paris hadn't learned Absorb yet, I don't think. So we didn't. At least mine hadn't.
No, I don't think
I think they do now, but which is a grass move, so that would have been useful. Anyway, so we hit Nugget Bridge, where we fight a bunch of trainers to get across it.
5.
Okay, good memory. And what did we find out about all of them? Because they were all different kinds, like, you know, junior trainers or lasses or whatever. But what did we find out after we fought the last one?
Rocket.
They were Team Rocket. They were looking for recruits.
Yep, and they're like, you're really good. And then we defeated.
Darn straight we defeated them. We're like, no. And we got a nugget, which is still not enough to buy a bike.
And it's like, will you join us? And then automatically the thing does no. Because, like, you guys aren't saying yes to this.
Yeah. And so then there's like, after we get across, just to the left, we know if we go around, there's there's a trainer there, but then there's just some grass to wander around in. So we start wandering around there to find our game-exclusive Pokemon. And Abra showed up.
Yeah, I like when I named my Abra.
What'd you name your Abra?
Because it's Abra, then Kadabra, then
That's right.
Alakazam.
So magic words.
Yeah, and I'm like, what's another magic word that's not their name? And it's like, what's the magic word?
Please.
So I named mine Please.
Yeah, that was amusing. I just named mine Abby. Partly because I've been listening to a different podcast called, what is it called? The Roaring Trainers. And Abby's their kind of mascot. It's an Abra named Abby. And so, that was fun. But then I also found my Bellsprout.
Yep.
Which I got 2 of.
Yep.
1 for you.
What did you name mine?
What did you name yours? I didn't name yours anything.
Well, you put it in, so...
You named it Belle, but with an E at the end for beauty.
What did you name yours?
Chime.
And then I got my game of Pokemon's Oddish.
And what did you name your Oddish?
I named my Oddish Dish.
Oh, what did I name my Oddish?
You named your Oddish. You named it.
What's the first part of Oddish? What's another word for odd?
Oh, you named it.
Weirdo. Oh, we also caught, or I caught,
Sandshrew.
a Sandshrew. Wonder if that was an exclusive. What did you get? Instead of a Sandshrew. Where did we get the Sandshrew?
I think I got me.
Oh, Mankey, that makes sense.
Mankey.
Where were those?
I don't know.
You know what? Actually, I think the Sandshrew is what I got instead of Ekans. Meowth and Mankey were probably what we got somewhere else.
Okay, well, what did I name my Sandshrew?
Honestly, I don't remember. We have Slasher and Sandy.
Slash.
Okay, because of Sand Slash is what it revolves in.
Yes,
All right.
I would have come up with that name.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
And Key. Mankey. I think it's just plain Key for mine, but just double check. But do you remember what you named yours?
The Keymaster.
Keymaster and Key.
Yep.
Mine's Key and he's Keymaster, so he's the master of mine. Apparently.
I think that's all for the new Pokemon we caught.
I think so.
But then, for my team that I was trying to build up, I definitely was carrying around, through Mount Moon, I carried around, like, Geodude and Magikarp because I wanted him to get some water stuff. Well, you didn't have to worry about it because you had your Squirtle that just blasted most of them away. Zubat's not so much, I guess, but...
I think I actually used my Nidoran for Zubats, and that was good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was still carrying around Needy with me a lot because she could level up and not disobey me. But then, once I got Bellsprout, kept Bellsprout with me to level that one up.
Had
Magikarp.
I think for the gym I had Key, Flea, and I had an Abra, I had Mankey, I had Squirtle, I had Mushroom,
Paras.
Paris. I had Paris, I had my Oddish, and I had my Nidoran. What did you have?
Well, I had Chime, which was my Bellsprout, who's now a level 22 and is the only Pokemon I needed to use throughout the entire gym because we leveled up our Pokemon to 20.
Yeah. Yep.
And there was actually something else we did before the gym, but a few things, but still, brought the Bellsprout, which is now level 22 and is now not a Bellsprout. Chime became a Weeping Bell.
Oh yeah.
Right after fighting Misty.
You gotta learn special.
Or no, was it right after fighting Misty, or was it?
It was during. Yeah, no, it wasn't right after the fight with Misty.
It was the one right before Misty.
Yeah.
And then we got to bring it into Misty. That was fun. So yeah, we both leveled up with the trainer right before Misty. It evolved, I mean.
Mine evolved.
Yep. And so then, yeah, we used those to defeat Misty and her Staryu and Starmie. But I also brought Needy, who's now 21. Flicker, the Charmeleon. Even though he would be weak, I brought him anyway. Because he's my partner. And he's 24. Magician, who I didn't actually level up to 20. I only made sure the ones that I needed at 20 were 20. So Magician's level 18. And Mushroom, which is your Pokemon.
Yeah.
So is Magician, I guess. I think there was one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but I already deposited it, and I don't remember. I think it might have been Zuzu. I just kept Zuzu with me, even though never leveled it up. Still level 7. But where did I bring?
I know some stuff we did after the bridge.
Yes, after the bridge and stuff, we fought more trainers, getting up on the north section.
Yep.
So we traveled that distance and fought the hikers and stuff, and there was like a boyfriend-girlfriend thing that we fought too. And we had the one that we had to get to.
I think we did something before the.
No. That was up there. She was like, oh, my boyfriend's so good or whatever. And that was the same area where we had to get the trainer to walk towards us because we didn't have. I know. We had to get the trainer to walk towards us because we didn't have cut yet so that we could go in there and get the thing. Yeah. So that was fun. I think it was a TM or something too. And then we kept on going and we made it to Bill's house.
Yeah, our PC thing.
Yeah, so the someone's PC where we deposit Pokemon and bring Pokemon out is Bill, the Pokemon fanatic. And what was wrong with Bill?
He was a Pokemon.
He had turned himself into a Pokemon, so we had to fix that.
Yeah. Yep.
And then after that, we went south, back to Cerulean, the shortcut, healed up. We went through the house where Team Rocket had stolen something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we beat... Yeah, it was Dig, I think. And so we beat up Team Rocket.
We got...
Yep. And then we headed south before doing the gym to level up Pokemon. And since we were leveling up Pokemon, we thought we'd explore more. Yeah. And I think this is how we ended up finding like Meowth and Mankey and stuff in those grasses going down to the daycare.
The daycare!
And who did I put in the daycare?
I don't know. I started by putting Abby.
Yeah, I forget who I put in there. And whoever it was, I think is who I picked up at the end. And maybe that's who I had in my party. Doesn't matter much. But anyway. And then leaving something in the daycare, we went down in the underground tunnel.
I don't think you had your...
I think you're right.
Party.
Something else to put in the daycare.
What was that guy?
I don't remember.
What?
Doesn't matter. Leveled at 5 levels.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was going to keep leveling, but it did not.
5 is the max.
Apparently, because you did 5, and then you traded it out and did 5 again.
Yeah, there was a nice surprise there for us.
Yes,
and
lots of
I went
money.
to go grab mine.
So much for buying a bike, right? But because you had to spend all your money at the daycare. But then we took the underground tunnel, found some secret items in there.
Yep.
And came out of there, fought the trainers through those grass areas, and got to the next city, which I don't even remember what the city's called now.
I don't.
But anyway, it's supposed to be the third city we get to for the third gym. But we decided to visit it early because we were leveling up Pokemon. And so then, since we were there, decided to chat with the town, get the old rod for fishing. We did not go outside of the town the other way where there's the Diglett Cave and more trainers. I know what's out there because I've played through this before, but we decided to limit it to the town and go back and just level up. But we also got a very wonderful piece of item as you kept bugging me over and over again about when could we buy the bicycles? Do you think we'll ever get to? I can't wait till we can buy the bicycles. But what did we find?
A bike voucher?
A bike voucher. Which gave us a bicycle. So then we started riding that. Because we went all the way back, got that, came back, and just rode around the grass, leveling up Pokemon.
It's quite fast, but that old holding that, but when you have to walk again, it feels like slow.
It's kind of torturous. But anyway, after that, we got all the way back up, and we took on the swimmer, and then the last trainer before Misty, and then we healed up our Pokemon again, and then we went back in and took on Misty, the gym trainer. And she just had a Staryu and a Starmie, right? I think that's all she used.
I think so.
And yeah, I think it was Vine Whips that my Chime Weeping Bell was able to use, and I just demolished.
I did Absorb.
Oh, that's right. You had Absorb, so it took you a little longer. Not nearly as long as it took me to take on
No.
Onyx.
He was only staying there for a few seconds.
But I did have to wait for you.
Forever.
But I did have to wait for you this time.
Yeah, but I sat there forever for you. Forever.
You're correct.
Correct? I sat there forever?
Yep, you were there forever. And now, let us go to some Pokedex entries.
Who's that Pokemon?
And then Charmeleon. When it swings its burning tail, it elevates the temperature to unbearably high levels.
Now, Wartortle often hides in water to stalk unwary prey. For swimming fast, it moves its ears to maintain balance. Blastoise. A brutal Pokemon with pressurized water jets on its shell. They are used for high-speed tackles. High-speed tackles. Ekans moves silently and stealthily, eats the eggs of birds such as Pidgey and Sparrow whole.
Oh, it eats the Pidgeys and Sparrow.
Sandshrew Mouse burrows deep underground in arid locations. Far from water, it only emerges to hunt for food.
Clefairy. Fairy. Its magical and cute appeal has many admirers. It is rare and found only in certain areas. Jigglypuff. Balloon. When its huge eyes light up, it sings a mysteriously soothing melody that lulls its enemies to sleep.
Zubat. Bat. Forms colonies in perpetually dark places. Uses ultrasonic waves to identify and approach targets.
Alright. Oddish. Weed. During the day, it keeps its face buried in the ground. At night, it wanders around sowing its seeds.
Gloom. Weed. The fluid that oozes from its mouth isn't drool. It is a nectar that is used to attract prey.
Alright. Perez. Mushroom. Burrows to suck tree roots. The mushrooms on its back grow by drawing nutrients from the bug host. Meowth. Scratch Cat. Adores circular objects. Wanders the streets on a nightly basis to look for dropped loose change. Mankey. Pig monkey. Extremely quick to anger. It could be docile one moment, then thrashing away the next instant.
Abra. Sigh. Using its ability to read minds, it will identify impending danger and teleport to safety.
Yeah, that's for sure. It took forever to catch those stupid things.
No joke. Bellsprout. I really don't.
Oh, it's because of the
and then when we battled,
because the vine one.
Yeah, and then when we battled, you brought your Bellsprout because they're only in your game, and I'm so annoyed. Bellsprout. Flower. A carnivorous Pokemon that traps and eats bugs. It uses its roots to feed to soak up needed moisture. It doesn't need moisture. It needs to shrivel up and die.
Weepin' Bell, Flycatcher. It spits out poison powder to immobilize the enemy and then finishes it with a spray of acid. Geodude, rock, found in fields and mountains, mistaking them for boulders. People often step or trip on them.
That's you.
Yeah. Magikarp, fish. In the distant past, it was somewhat stronger than the horribly weak descendants that exist today.
Okay.
And so, now, we've visited technically 3 towns, but we haven't... Well, no, more than that, because there's Pallet Town and Vermillion City. Oh! That's another change about Pokemon Yellow. Pokemon Yellow was for the Game Boy Color instead of just a regular Game Boy.
Oh!
And so, they can add a little color to the game. Not a lot, but there's some.
Is it really yellow?
No.
Or no?
No. But like Pallet Town, I forget, it's kind of like a bluish tint to the stuff. But once you leave there and you get into the grassy fields and even Vermillion City, it's all got a green tint to it because Viridian is green. And then I get to Pewter City, and all of a sudden it looks almost like our old black and white Pokemon games. It's kind of a gray color because pewter, as in like rock and gray color.
Oh!
So it's just kind of cool that the cities have. I think every time you're like in the grassy areas, doesn't matter where, it's going to be green, even like not just Viridian.
Well, that makes sense.
But it's just kind of fun that they changed the colors of because the towns are named after colors, and so to change the color in the color scheme of the game for each town has been pretty fun so far.
Yeah, that's fun.
But so we've been in Pallet Town, we've been to Vermillion City, we've been to Pewter City, and we've been to Cerulean City, and then the other city that for some reason I cannot remember the name of right now. But that one we didn't quite finish yet because there's more there. Because we also got a ticket that we'll probably use in that city, I think. The SS Anne ticket, because there's that boat we're allowed to own. But we have... So out of those cities now, before your favorite was, I think, Pallet Town, while mine was Pewter City. But what's your favorite city now that we've added another one?
Well, I love water Pokemon, so probably it's also.
It is a really pretty name. I think I agree. I like Cerulean City a lot. Yeah, there's something about it that's just cool with the Nugget Bridge and the exploration up to Bill and all that stuff. And now that we have new Pokemon trainer types, before it was just Bug Catcher, pretty much. What is your favorite trainer now?
Favorite trainer?
Type.
Either the hikers or the lasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like the hikers myself. Oh, we did fight a rival one more time too, I think.
You did?
Yep, right before we hit Nugget Bridge, he showed up. And so then we healed again and then went back up to Nugget Bridge.
Yeah.
Did you win that fight? Yeah, me too.
I don't think I've lost a fight yet.
Yeah, I think so far. There was some close calls, but have not lost. Yeah, and I think if possible, I might try to start watching the cartoon too to keep up where we are in the game series.
Oh.
Yeah. Then I can talk about that too and just the parallels between that and the other stuff. But our next leg of the journey will take us to that third city, which is where Lieutenant Surge is. He's the gym leader there. Oh, gym leaders. So who's your favorite gym leader so far? I'm pretty sure I can guess, but who?
Guess.
Misty, because she's a water trainer.
Yes.
I know another question too. Yeah, I think Brock still might be mine because I just like Onyx a lot. He's cool. And how about your favorite Pokemon now? So before, besides the Squirtle, your favorite Pokemon was Butterfree.
Yes.
And mine was also technically Butterfree, but I chose something else because you took Butterfree. What did I pick? I don't even remember. Quite possibly it was my Beedrill. Beedrill's kind of cool. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, now that we've collected so many more, who is your current favorite Pokemon besides Squirtle? Ruby's looking at the map and finding out all the names of different places, and she's getting excited about things like a Sea Cottage.
I thought that was the one. I'm trying to figure it out.
What about it?
Which town?
No, Sea Cottage, I think, is Bill's place, because he lives right next to Sea. Right? It's that one right underneath of where you're at. No, that's Cerulean. Yeah, the navigating the map sucks. It doesn't do what you think it's going to do.
Yeah, it goes the wrong way.
It doesn't. It just goes in an order.
Well, my other favorite Pokemon is probably Oddish.
Oh, that makes sense. I like Oddish.
I know it's good against water and whatnot, but it's still probably my next favorite.
Vermillion City.
Vermillion City.
As we go through an underground path, which takes us underneath the other city that's on that map.
Oh, that's the one you were forgetting the name of.
Saffron City. We'll get to eventually, but we took an underground path. Because remember, the guy to get to Saffron City is like, nope, you can't go. Also, I'm thirsty.
I was like, well, if I keep some water right here and now, will you let me pass? Because I've got some water.
But not in the game, do you? Oh, I see. You're gonna squirt him with
Yeah.
what's his name?
Turtle.
Yeah, what's his name though?
Wave. I'm gonna just squirt it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, Vermillion. Sorry, and your favorite is Oddish, you said?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I used Chime, my Bellsprout, now Weaving the most, but he's not really my favorite, probably. Let's see. Paris. Oh, Paris is kind of fun. Yeah. I want to say it's Abra. I mean, I didn't get to use him a lot, but I was
Abra's
very...
a fun
But I think he's probably my favorite out of this new collection. I mean, Butterfree's still up there too, so I don't know. But Abra's really cool, and I was just super excited to catch him because I ran into a couple of them, and I caught the second or third one. Because I know that I just had to throw a Pokeball because I didn't have any sleep moves or anything at the time. No stun moves or anything.
You had...
Oh, yeah. I guess I had Jigglypuff, but I didn't have her out.
Yeah.
That would have been smart.
You have
That
to
would've
have
been
Jigglypuff.
So, yeah, we just got lucky. Or I did. Did you do any sleeping, or did you just throw Pokeballs too?
I just threw a Pokeball.
Yeah.
I just threw one.
Yeah, that was fun. So, yeah. That's where we're at now. So, yeah. Next stop is Vermillion City. Maybe a little... Well, if we can teach Cut. I don't remember if we can yet. We should be able to. Anyway, we have to... Cut. We have to teach your Pokemon Cut so we can cut through a lot of the bushes.
Misty said we could do that.
She said we could, but I don't know if we have the thing to teach him yet.
What?
She said we could use it outside of battle, but I don't remember if we have TM Cut yet. Anyway, we'll have to get Cut, and if we do, we have a lot to explore back the way we had come.
Oh, no.
And we also have
Gotta go backwards.
Vermillion City, but there's also Diglett Cave, which we need Flash for. I don't know if we have that yet. And we can use Flash. Oh, that's another thing. Back on our last podcast, I mentioned what we had gotten a TM for in Pewter City Gym, and I had said something like Flash or whatever, but it wasn't. He allows us to use Flash now. Like, our badge lets us use Flash outside of battle, but we didn't have Flash. He gave us TM, or HM for Bide, I think.
What is Bide?
It's where you, like, take damage for, like, 3 rounds, and then you do all that damage back.
If you survive.
If you survive, yeah. Something like that. I forget. Maybe it's doubled. I don't remember exactly how it works, but yeah, something like that.
Well, hopefully it's doubled.
But anyway, there's a Diglett Cave, which, guess what's in there?
Diglett.
How did you know? Anyway, but it's dark in there, so you need Flash to be... I think that's the one that's dark. Maybe it's a different cave. I don't remember. Anyway, there's a Diglett Cave.
Spoilers.
And then there's a bunch of trainers out in the grass there, and I don't remember what Pokemon are out there. Maybe nothing new. Yeah, so... And then there's the Iska Sand, but I don't know when we do that either. So anyway, there's a few things for us to do once we get to Vermillion, even though we've already been to Vermillion.
Yep.
But that's our next leg of our journey. Well, thank you for listening, everyone, and we'll look forward to telling you how that next step along the routes through Pokemon goes.
What's the next gym? You're not going to tell me.
No. Adios!